Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the free play month in DCS World, thanks to the guys at Eagle Dynamics. And I've went and downloaded all the modules I didn't have to jump in and play around with them. And this is the I-16. Wanted to take a look at this guy, see what it's all about. Let's jump into special and see if I have the right cockpit or if there is. Oh wow! Okay, there is no changing the cockpit between English and Russian. There's just an auto rudder and takeoff assistance under the special tab. That's interesting. Let's see what we get with it. Default map, Caucasus. 1, 2, 3, 6 missions. Nevada, Normandy, and Persian Gulf. Nothing. Missions. Let's see what we get. Nothing. And let's look at campaign. And I have a feeling. Yep, nothing. So this is probably the one that has the least amount of content in all of DCS modules. It does say it's in beta, so there is that. But holy crap. Let's see, training missions. Do we have any training missions for this thing? Wow. Oh, and there's no training missions either. Is there a purpose for this plane even? I'm wondering about this. Let's jump into the free flight and see what that has for us. It's an interesting cockpit. I mean, it's a warbird, essentially. This is definitely a World War II era plane. Nice visuals of the gun shooting, though. And it's set up for me. That's nice. Pretty menacing looking at night, isn't it? Is this an open cockpit as well? Sure looks like it. Yeah, there's no canopy. That's interesting. Granted, this is one of those nighttime missions that apparently is not set up properly for moonlight. Or is it? It's kind of dawn or dusk. It's more like dawn. So let's take a look around here. Interesting cockpit. It's got one of those fancy circular handles there for your stick. Rudders aren't set up yet. Throttle seems to be set up. That was fast. I don't think I was ready for that. I am not doing so good in this thing. I cannot lead this thing worth a shit. There we go. Boy, did I get lucky. Man, this cockpit is almost in the way. I destroyed him. Nice. That's the only thing I don't like. That big metal bar is almost in the way when you get zoomed in. Take a look around in the cockpit. Not bad. Very detailed, as one might expect. And of course we got the clickables, as one might expect to find in the cockpit as well. Super nice detail. Pedals. Kind of weird that it's an open cockpit like that too. There's no canopy. There's just a windshield. It's like a giant radial engine with some stubby wings and a tail. Kind of crazy. The guns are cool though. Hey, it's got a nice F4 view that I appreciate. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to fly bad for a warbird. Like I said earlier, it looks like I can really bleed some speed, but pick it right back up again. Let's see what this convoy is ready for this. Man, this thing's real squirrely. They are definitely shooting at me. Pretty cool visuals here. I really like the frost on the cockpit glass. It looks kind of neat. I've never messed with DCS in a winter scenario like this. Look at the snow kind of coming at me and coming down. Very cool stuff. I'm going to change my weapon selector down there and see what it gives me this time. I'm literally not that familiar with this plane yet, because this is pretty much the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes I've had with it. But what I'm seeing is it's very capable in the air-to-ground roll. These guys are all spread out now. They're just not playing fair. There we go, making a mess. They're trying to get me. I'm pretty good at almost sticking my face in the ground by flying too low and doing this stuff. Everybody's always like, you're too low for that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But it is fun, isn't it? There we go. I think we killed everybody. In just a couple passes. This thing's cool. Oh, there's somebody still shooting. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Oh, that fucker's still going. I definitely damaged him, though. Die. Okay, that position did not drop anything, and I did not go into the trees. Yay! There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alrighty, guys. That is the I-16. I've seen this plane. I think it was in IL-2. I also saw it the other day in War Thunder. So, it's definitely been around. It's a real weird design. I think it's kind of cute even, you know? It's like this big radial engine with some short wings and a tail on it. But, pretty kick-ass guns. Seems to be very capable in the air-to-air roll. Dogfighted quite well. Air-to-ground. It's got rockets. It's got bombs. What's not to like? Very maneuverable. I'm not the greatest pilot in the world. I think we've all established that by now. But I was able to zip in and come real low and take things out in it rather easily in the first 5 or 10 minutes of flying it. which counts for something. So I think it's pretty cool. The thing that stinks about it is literally the only module, I think, in DCS that comes with the least amount of content. If there's another one, I can't remember what it could possibly be, that's a paid module, that is. There is just 6 missions and instant action for the default map, and that is it. No campaign, no training missions, no single-player missions at all. Just the 6 missions that come with the instant action part of it. So that's kind of a bummer. Would I buy it? If it were on sale, like it is at 50% off, and I owned everything else already in DCS, and I had $25 to spare, and I wanted to show my support for Eagle Dynamics and DCS World, yes, I would throw that at them. But that would be the only condition I would probably buy this, because it is cool and all, but I don't know. I'm just not... I have a hard time throwing money at things that don't have a lot of content, you know. I can go to IL2 and spend, you know, anywhere between 13 and 17 bucks and get 8 planes and, you know, a campaign, a bunch of missions. Where in DCS, they still got to address this World War II damage modeling system, you know, and the content. However, I will say this, if you do have the World War II Assets Pack, they've added a lot of neat stuff to it, and this wouldn't be a terribly bad option to fly around and mess around in some of the new missions you can create with the new World War II Assets Pack objects that they've recently included. So, it's getting better, I'll say that. The Warbird stuff and the World War II stuff in general. Good things are coming. But, again, cool plane, flexible, kind of neat, kind of weird. You know, that whole open canopy thing, you know, gives you the vibe of like a, you know, a World War I plane, but with World War II technology, which is, like I said, kind of weird. But I had fun in it, so shooting rockets at people and tearing things up with the guns. I was able to kill a German plane in it, so for me to do that stuff all in the first 5 or 10 minutes of, you know, jumping in, that's pretty good, because I am not the best pilot. But I enjoy these things, and this is what I enjoy, and this is the stuff I have fun with. So give it a shot if you're looking for something different. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, feel free to hit that like button, and until next time, guys,